Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it's all about classic bodybuilding. And yes, it is the morning. My weight, 114.5, 2.5 kilos above my allowed stage weight. And we're 6 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, so very excited. This is probably the last day where I'll be having this diet with slightly higher, well, it's not high carb, but compared to my lowest diet before the All Classic, the Yamamoto France Pro, it feels pretty high, but now we're gonna go deeper, so lower, I think from tomorrow. 6 weeks to get in better conditioning for the Olympia, nice and slow, maybe some refeeds in between, who knows. Doesn't matter what I have to do, I'll do it. But for now, let me show you, what's gonna happen today. So the first thing I did is drink from this shaker cup, and I put in some Value Meta Plus 12 grams and 15 grams of glutamine. This is very good for gut health. If you take glutamine on an empty stomach, all the intestinal cells will be able to fuel themselves with glutamine, allowing them to heal and improve digestion, which is the key to bodybuilding progress. And Meta Plus, the name says it itself, it's metabolic plus, metabolism plus, laden with green tea extract, caffeine and other synergistic ingredients to increase fat oxidation during the cardio I'm about to do. But I'm also making breakfast for Dexter and Marley. So this is the beginning stages. We have some Greek yogurt or quark in here with some pear. And now we have some incredible other ingredients, like this special strawberry cheesecake muesli, if I can open it up for you guys. Look at that, look at that. A nice mixture. We have some beautiful pecan nuts, some yogurt raisins for Dexter, some regular raisins, different granola for Dexter. This is, really standard nut granola, no sugar added, and also some cashews and almonds. So let's combine all of this into making those two delicious breakfasts. And a lot of people have actually been asking me, how do you make this? So these are pretty much the ingredients, along with some Calabout chocolate. It looks quite good. So this is Marley's. As you can see, that's the Calabout chocolate as well. And this is Dexter. So Dexter, the only true difference is the yogurt raisins, a different kind of granola, because he doesn't really care what kind of granola he gets. So Marley gets the special strawberry cheesecake. It's kind of a muesli, and Dexter always likes the plain granola because, Dexter likes things plain. And as you can hear, he's ready to eat his breakfast. And now it's all mixed up, and also mixed up inside of his mouth. He always enjoys this a lot. And now it's time to feed him all of this, and then do cardio, and then have my own breakfast. And we are now done with the 30 minutes of cardio. And now it's about probably an hour and 30 minutes later since I had the Meta Plus that I'm actually having my own breakfast, which is very nice. I like to let that work, let that have a little afterburn effect, and now it's time to show you the breakfast creation. Okay, so here we have the breakfast. This is some beautiful cream of rice. There you can see some strawberries, and on top of the cream of rice will be some whey paste. This is ESN Designer Whey, a chocolate flavor. Any of the chocolate flavors will be amazing, and there are many. The reason why there are many is because this tastes absolutely incredible. In all variations, you should simply try out. This one, for example, is chocolate cookie fudge dough. And what about the fat source? That'll be peanut squeeze, solid caramel flavor. So you can literally squeeze in this bottle like a ketchup bottle, and you can perfectly squeeze out the appropriate amount of grams on here, which will be 10 grams. Let me show you the end result. Now would you look at that? So the ESN Designer Whey protein paste is on the bottom, on top of the cream of rice. Then a layer of beautiful cinnamon, insulin sensitizing cinnamon and delicious flavor. And on top of the ESN solid caramel peanut squeeze. Let me tell you, this is a treat to eat. Let's enjoy. It's been about 1.5 hours since the breakfast, and now it is time for the pre-workout. And obviously, it is this Nitro X by Vayu. It is that time again. It's a back day today, so I need a serious pre-workout. Scoop size, 46 grams. That's a big scoop. That's more than double and even triple what some pre-workouts have. And that, shows you how serious Vayu takes their supplements. The ingredient amounts are amazing, scientifically, medically, literally proven to work very well, and the flavor is amazing as well. No stimulants in here, so you can even take this right in the evening, before your last meal, for example. If your last meal is a post-workout meal, which a lot of clients of mine have, but I'm adding a caffeine pill to this 200 milligrams to really give it another boost, because right now it's around 12 p.m. And it is time to go to the gym and work the back. Let's go. Alrighty guys, just as you saw, had this pre-workout. I have one at the gym and one at home, just in case time management gives me the opportunity. But now we're going to create the intra-workout. Vayu Intra is already in here, so there is already 60 grams of Vayu Intra in here, which stands for around 30 grams of cyclic dextrin. And now we are going to be adding the EAAs. So this is Vayu mTOR. We're going to be putting that in there as well. And I'm very curious because this is going to be, I think, the last day that I'm following this diet, because from tomorrow we are going to be following a slightly reduced diet in carbs, but hopefully the intra-workout will stay in for as long as possible, but we will see. EAAs are in, and then it is time for the L-carnitine. I'm keeping this in year round, in the off season. It allows for better anabolic sensitivity, and of course during the cutting season or when you're getting ready for a contest prep, it is allowing you to burn just a bit more fat during the workout. And even if it is 0.1%, if you do it year round, it will yield results in the end, which is important for anybody very serious about their goals. And this right here is creatine. This one right here by ESN, Ultra Pure Creatine. So it is it allows you to absorb the creatine just a bit more efficiently if you take it intra-workout, guesstimating at around 10 grams here. The more your muscular body weight is, the more creatine you can take because you can use up more. And then the final ingredient is, of course, it's very important, Himalayan pink salt. It was full a couple of weeks ago and now it's already at the bottom. That shows you how often I use this. A little of electrolytes in here. And those are the shakes finished. Normally in the off season, I will also be adding collagen peptides and other things like that too. But ultimately, it increases the caloric content of your daily intake, and I just want to keep it to the basics. I haven't taken that for a long time now, so I'm going to be taking that after the contests, the Olympia is over, to recover from the contests and the cutting season we've had so far. But anyway, the shakes are done. Let's go downstairs. But before we do that, you can see I've been wearing this shirt, the amber golden Be Victorious shirt. This is a newly, of course, oversized t-shirt available on the vintagenext.com, link down below. I'm wearing 4XL, and this shirt is really an accumulation of not just be victorious in whatever you do, not just because I won my last show and now I'm going to do the Olympia, but also be victorious in every single workout you do, every single day you can check off of having done perfectly, especially during a prep phase, a cutting phase, where you're going to get the most out of your progress. For example, what I've just showed you, this intra-workout, all those miniature details I'm adding, that is a victory for me, because then I know, okay, check mark, the intra-workout is done, and now the workout itself will be done very seriously, and that is also another victory. The more victories you can take each day, the better your progress will be and the more proud you will be at the end of the day. Anyway guys, thank you for the incredible support. There's a lot more coming to the website, but this is one of the new oversized t-shirts available on vintagenext.com. And now let's train.
Alrighty guys, it is time for the back. We are using this very nice gym pin attachment. We're gonna use it at about shoulder width for a chest supported pull down, which is in my opinion the best way to do pull downs. Target the lats and minimize fatigue on the rest of the body. We're just gonna use 2 separate handles for this for freedom of motion. So I'm starting out with a couple of warm-ups. This exercise will have the most warm-ups out of any exercise of the day. So this is the most important one to warm up properly. And then the rest of the movements, you only have to do 1, maybe 2 warm-ups. It's usually just 1 and then get straight to the working set. So increase in weight a little bit every time until you feel properly warmed up and adjust it to the weight. And then you go to your maximum weight to do your working sets. And only the working sets will cause muscle growth. So don't waste too much energy on the warm-ups, but make sure you are warm enough to be able to do the working sets in a safe manner. That's the pull down done. Now it is time to do a unilateral row. This was with, of course, 2 arms, and I'm going to do a 1-arm row because I think you have to do at least 1 unilateral row or movement for the back in total in your workout, every single workout, to be able to manage the symmetry between both sides and to be able to get a deeper squeeze as well. As you also can see this cable. This needs to be parallel to the floor. So not like this, but as you're sitting here, you have to pull with a straight line. So keep it parallel to the floor, and then you know that the loading is perfect for the lats. Normally, if you do a double row, you're standing or you're sitting straight with your upper body. But now, if I do this row with this arm, you want to actually drop your shoulder, drop your lower body to that, your upper body to that side a bit, so you can truly have your elbow go to your hip, and that is the maximum contraction for the lats. Give it a shot, and you will feel the difference for sure. Oh, feels good, guys. Get a very good pump in the lower back now, well, the lower lats I mean, and the lats in general. And now it is time for another movement. And it's gonna be the seated row right behind the camera, which also feels very awesome. But we're gonna do it bilaterally, using 2 handles for a very good squeeze. But for now, let's rest a little bit before attempting that one. All right, guys, it is time for the seated row. And yeah, this is an awesome one. We're just gonna do 1 warm-up, as I mentioned. I'm already warmed up already, the back is warmed up. This warm-up is not necessarily to warm up the muscles, but it's to get used to the movement. So you know exactly, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be seated. This is how it feels in the stretch and the contraction. And also to find out if you have any pains or niggles in the exercise, so you know. Because if you go to your maximum weight right away and there's something wrong with a tendon or a joint, you're screwed right from the get-go. So you want to do a lighter weight first, find out everything, how it feels, and then move on to the working weight. I'm wearing the vintage Stay Golden fitted tank tops, available for a very cheap price on vintage.com. What we stand for at the website is we want to be affordable for every single person. I know that people ranging from 14 to 80 are watching videos of Vince Genetics, of this channel, and I want everybody to be able to get some merch and at the same time support me. I don't have to make a ton of profit out of this, but some items really are very cheap, and not cheap in terms of quality, but more cheap in terms of the pricing compared to other brands usually. So check out the website, and thank you for the golden support. But now it's time to crush this working set. What I'm doing is I'm not extending my back forward all the way, because that would put too much stress on the lower back. Keeping my back straight and arching my back as I go backwards with the arms to be able to fully contract the lats. Slightly lighter weight, slightly more reps on the previous set, which makes me happy. And now it's time for the last back movement, the pullover. Let's go. We're gonna do the cable pullover with these long ropes. This allows us to get a better contraction here, and that is really a greater range of motion. And the better the range of motion is, the more of the muscle can be used under tension, which means more growth. And it also means it's much, much heavier. Normally I will be doing 10 kilos more and almost double the reps. So that slightly extra range of motion makes it more difficult, which the biggest benefit. Less fatigue, less weight, the same muscle stimulus compared to the previous high weight, high rep set. So this is for the pullover. Now it's time for the rear delts. You have the choice between a reverse fly or a rear delt row. I personally like to do the fly, but I do recognize that a rear delt row is also very great to do, to truly not isolate the rear delt as much, but if you have a good control over your muscles and not let the traps or the shoulder blades come together, you can truly isolate the rear delts also, but the biceps will still be a little bit active. So with this one, the biceps aren't active at all, saving all of that energy for the bicep curls, and I just, this feels very great for me. And since the rear delts aren't underdeveloped, I don't need to pick out the heaviest, best movement. Anatomically speaking, for the rear delts, I think reverse flies are a great way to train the rear delts. But if you truly have a weak point in the rear delts, throw in some rear delt rows as well. I did them back in the day, and those give you a very great pump as well. So I personally only do 2 working sets per back workout, which means 4 working sets per week for the rear delts. And that's enough for me to make them grow and be in balance with the rest of the delt front and side. So if you have weaker rear delts, up the frequency, up the volume, and up the variation in exercises, and put in some rear delt rows. But for now, let's do this. Okay, rear delts done, and now it is time for the biceps. Preacher curl time, slightly closer grip, because when I stretch it all the way down, that feels amazing, but also especially going all the way up right now, the squeeze I'm feeling, that is a superior feeling to almost any other movement I'm ever doing for the biceps. So if you feel that as well, the preacher curl is for you. Slightly lighter weight, above 10 reps, very happy with that. So we're gonna do another set like this, and the biceps are finished off. Okay, it's cable crunch time. So we did the back, the rear delts, the biceps, and after the back, because tomorrow is my rest day, I always like to do the abs. So my body then has 1 day to rest, and then I train the legs again. And this is always my abdominal day. Ever since I've been doing them, the abs have improved dramatically, if I say so myself, in 1 year. So we're gonna do 3 work sets here, and I log this lift as well. Don't neglect the abdominals, do them with body weight, it's way too light. Don't do them high reps, do them the exact same rep range. If you want the muscle to grow, view the abs the same thing. Do the same rep range as you would for your chest, for your back, for your legs. So I'm staying around 15 reps here. I'm gonna try to beat myself every single time, go up in weight, progressive overload. That was, I believe, 17 reps. That's 1 rep more than previous. Let's log that lift. And that's progressive overload, guys. If you saw my form, I could do easily 5 more, but not in a correct way of keeping the abdominals sucked in and contracted at the same time. You want the rectus abdominis, the visible six-pack ass, to be contracted, and the transverse abdominis to pull your abs in, to get the flattest stomach with only the abdominals being pushed out for the best possible classic physique result. That felt very lactic acidy. That's what you want to feel in the abs. So the rep range on average in between 12 and 20, but we stayed at 17 max. So next time we're actually going to increase the weight for the first working set to stay around the 15 rep range. That's for me, for the abs, works very well to still be able to control the abdominals and keep them sucked in. Anyway, that was the workout of today, and now it's time for the post-workout goodness. So let me show you right now.
And this is the post-workout meal. We have the cream of rice, beautiful 120 grams, and all the brown stuff on top of it is Ceylon cinnamon. Don't go for the cassia cinnamon, but the Ceylon cinnamon has a lot less toxins in there, so you can use a lot more, and its insulin sensitivity increasing. Then in the middle, we have some strawberries, and on top we have Vayu Red Final Protein, which is basically 50% whey isolate, 50% hydrolyzed whey, perfect for post-workout consumption, quickly absorb because about an hour later I'll have my next similar meal. The only difference is less carbs. Anyway, let's enjoy this one. Alrighty guys, just got home and it was time for the post-workout meal and also for Marley's and Dexter's dinner. Let's check it out. Look at that, this is the dinner for Marley and Dexter. Some beautiful pasta, some chicken, some pesto, some vegetables, and delicious. And that's Alara in the background. And here we have the protein source I'm about to take, Vayu Red Final Protein. Going to make some whey paste in here, and in the microwave we have our cream of rice, so let's check that out. And this is the final meal. Yes, this is the same bowl I used post-workout, but hey, it saves some dishes because this is a big bowl. Here we have the delicious Final Protein by Vayu frosting, nicely melting on top of the frozen strawberries. We have also added Ceylon cinnamon. As I mentioned before, it's delicious, has less toxins and cassia cinnamon, and is good for insulin sensitivity. And we have cream of rice, 70 grams instead of 120 grams, so let's enjoy. And it is now time for the last meal of the day, guys. So it's around 10:30 p.m. and I'm gonna have my last meal. The last meal always has 0 carbs, and the 2 meals I had after the meal you just saw had 50 grams of rice each, or 200 grams of sweet potatoes. Kind of depends on how much volume I want in the meal. But anyway, let me show you the last one. So this is the meal. We have about a little over 10 egg whites over there, about 200 grams of Nordic salmon, and some asparagus. I simply love asparagus year round. In my last meal today, I just love that vegetable. So what I do is I bake the salmon in the pan. Once it's baked, it releases some oil, and then I, flip the omelet over. Next to it, put the salmon, and then bake and stir fry basically the asparagus in the oil of the salmon. tastes amazing. So this is the last meal. I'm going to be adding a little bit of Heinz Zero added sugars and salt ketchup, which is very low in calories anyway, but a very strong flavor. Added egg whites and ketchup is life. And we also have a sleep stack right here. 4 capsules of magnesium, 3 capsules of GABA, which is a neurotransmitter, allows you to become more relaxed. Ashwagandha, also 2 capsules here. This lowers the stress hormone cortisol and also relaxes you, lowers anxiety. And this is for bodily muscle relaxation and also allows your brain to relax as well. So I also add some melatonin here. Normally I would have melatonin spray, sleep spray by ESN. Unfortunately, I ran out, so I'll be getting some new one very soon. But this stack, including the melatonin, works incredibly well. Link down below. Use code Wesley for an incredible discount. So that was the video, guys. A little bit of a day in the life, a little bit of back workout. A lot more content is coming. We are 6 weeks out of the Mr. Olympia, and I think tomorrow the true diet will begin again to get in true conditioning for the Olympia. I'm excited. And don't forget to check out vintagegenetics.com, because who knows what kind of victories we will experience. Anyway, thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay